Excited. I'm excited, as you can tell. I'm jumping out my seat, and I'll keep it 100 with you, man. Before we get started, I was actually kind of shook, man, when I was told I was gonna be able to interview you, because I was like, this Billy Danze, this nigga might shoot me if I say the wrong thing or something, man. Like. But I've seen all these interviews with you. I'm like, man, this guy's a really nice guy. So it's like. So I was like, yo, this is M.O.P, man. I gotta get my shit together. So thank you again, though. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. You know what's crazy, man? I've always got that about the industry. Like, maybe the dude ain't approachable. Maybe he ain't a human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always got that. But truth be told, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just passionate about everything.
Right.
I'm saying, like. And I hate to say it, but like even violence, like I feel like if you gotta go to violence, you should go all the way.
Right.
So let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a firm believer of.
Right.
I won't let somebody do anything to me that I wouldn't do to them.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all I ask is for the respect that I give. I'm gonna make sure that I give it because I need that person to give it back to me, so we do not get into an altercation.
Right, and I've seen you say that in some interviews before, man. You're like, you guys have said like, yo, we don't, you and Fame were talking about it a little bit. You were like, we don't get into it with fans or whatever. Like, but if you're gonna bring it to us at a show, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna handle it. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. So I'm here. I mean, I'm a grown man, dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not the kid that I was when I first came into the business. So my thing is, I'm here to work, man. And I still have that thought in my head. Like, I did a lot of fly things in my life. I've been a lot of places, made a lot of money, drank a lot of cognac. Right. But the flyest thing I've ever did was make it home. Right. So I always want to make it home. So let's all just make it home when we come out to these venues. You know what I'm saying? That's the concept. Make it home. Let's do something fly. That's fly.
Right, right. And unfortunately, I mean, on some real shit, I mean, we shouldn't even have to be at that point. But in terms of, it shouldn't have to be that, but it is. But yeah, just make it home. So of course we're gonna get into the new project and everything. But like I told you earlier, I got a legend in the building, so we're gonna chop it up on some other shit first. So I've seen all the interviews and stuff. We know Brownsville, East New York, crazy. All right. So, but as far as Billy Danze goes, like, where were you headed before the rap shit took off? Where was your life going?
Well, I just came home from the slammer, right? College, right? I just come home from college. And I had got right back into the swing of things.
Right.
Thank God for Fame, not just for helping me get in the music industry.
Real quick, was this after The Hill That's Real? Right? Yep. Because you weren't on that shit, right?
No. Right. I was in college.
Right.
So when I came home, Fame had already had that going. But I had slid right back into the swing of things because it's what I knew. It's what, was my comfort zone.
Right.
And Fame, the day I came home, Fame asked me, yo, do a record with me. Do a song with me. Yeah, come on, whatever, let's do it. Just let me know when. A few months later, I'm in the middle of the Blitz, and he walks up on me and go, yo, I asked you gonna do that song with me? I'm like, yeah, just let me know when.
Right.
He goes, now.
Right.
I mean, you mean now? Like it's in right now? I'm in the middle of a Blitz. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, what I was into, I just turned my head away from that and went with Fame to the studio. And that was the beginning of my rap career. It was all kind of a mistake that was supposed to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was literally the first time I've ever been in a studio in my life. We created a song called How About Some Hardcore.
Were you spitting before you got locked up, though? Yeah, so...
I go way back, dog. I go way back to when dudes had names like Cool, Sky, and Ski.
So let's skip to that, because here's an important thing, man. Like, when people talk about M.O.P, they talk about, like, the whole, like, hardcore vibe and everything, but they don't talk about the fact that you guys are outstanding lyricists, and like I don't hear that much, and so but you guys are, so, and I've never heard like Who influenced Billy Danze coming up? I hear that hardcore shit, but who were you lyrically? Who were you fucking with? And who was instrumental for you?
Right. Well, just to separate it, the hardcore shit comes from my neighborhood. This is how we grew up, and this is what we knew. So, anybody that tried to fault me for making records about what I made, it's not my fault. It's just where I landed. If I want to blame anybody, I can blame my pops. Like, he may have fucked up the money, and this is how we landed here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But lyrically, I wanted to control the mic and move the crowd like Rakim. Right? Lyrically. But I wanted to mesmerize people like Run from Run DMC. Like that control, that passion that he had.
Right.
I really wanted to be Run from Run DMC when I was a kid.
Okay.
How
old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Back then, shit.
No, how old are you now? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 45.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'm 45 years old in Brownsville years old, nigga.
So that's like 200 or something, huh?
That's like an easy deuce, right?
Yeah, that's yo, I'm serious, man. Listen, when I saw an interview you did with somebody, and it was like, man, and I had never seen you like. It was like the first interview I'd seen, actually, and it was like I'd never seen you just talk. I've always seen you like Billy Danze. So like, yo, you made it out of Brownsville, man, and came through on the other side shining. And when I saw that interview, I was like, wow, man, these guys are really like grown up. They're mature. They're men, and they made it through hell. I mean, that's what.
Well, you know what, bro? Like, and this is our goal, right? When we in the bottom, as we call it, our goal is always to get out. So whatever it takes, like in the beginning of life, or as far back as I can remember, when I said, you know what, I need to do something for myself, or to better myself, before the street shit, or even during the street shit. Like, I wanted to play basketball. I was nice. Then I fucked my knee up. Then fucked the other knee out. So I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Then went to boxing and realized I didn't really like people punching me in the face. You know what I mean? So I had to slid away. I slid away from that.
Right.
Then I ended up, continuously the whole time I'm writing lyrics though, because hip hop was our thing, right?
Of course.
So whether it been the boxing, the basketball, hip hop, or just doing business, I needed to do something to get out of the bottom. And this is what all our people need to understand. Like, you got to get ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, just making it for the day is cool, especially when you in that mind state. It's cool because that's an accomplishment for a lot of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? You make it through the day, that's cool, but what about tomorrow?
Right.
What about next week? What about, you know what I mean? Because when we're young, we think we're invincible. We're not actually invincible. So you gotta set yourself up for the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wish these young dudes get that shit in their head, man. But when you think about it, like, how could you expect them to get that in their head in the field that they're in? They're out there in the field.
Mm.
They can't get that through their head right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It takes some time.
Yeah.
And sadly, a lot of young dudes don't even get to that age where you switch, where your mentality switch.
Right.
They don't make it to that age. Dude, when I was 18 years old, I was scared to come outside. I said, nah, somebody gonna knock me off. This is way too. I'm super old now. Right. I'm 18.
Right.
Somebody can knock me the fuck off. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. I just want the young brothers out there to get it, man. Like get it, because we have so much opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So much opportunity, and we didn't see that when we was growing up. Like, we didn't realize fucking Magic Johnson, Dr. J,
Right.
And all these other cats that we watched playing basketball was exactly from where we were from.
Of course.
Yo, dude, when I tell you Kane, who was basically like my family member, or later on in life will become like my family member, was right across town. I thought he was from fucking Mars. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't make sense.
Right.
Because nobody from where we were from was supposed to be able to make it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not even. It's not
right,
even.
You're supposed to drive around with the chain on your neck and drive in the car with your joint on you, hustle.
That's it. Those
are our superheroes.
That's it.
You know what I mean? But now the kids got a lot now. You can look at Jay, you look at Fifth, you look at Kanye. You look at Kendrick Lamar. All of these dudes that you know are connected to the same world that you're connected to. Look what they're doing. You could do the same shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Especially now with the technology being there. I mean, you can do whatever you want now. You really can. So,
of course.
So like, all right. So how about so Fame got you on How About Some Hardcore? That was the shit. That was if I'm not mistaken, that was Hype Williams' first joint, right? First video. I heard something about him being like shook or something in Brownsville or some shit like that. Or
I don't want to say shook because we were going to protect him anyway.
Right.
I think he was just a little uncomfortable and not being in Brownsville, but I think he didn't know how we felt about not being so happy about the first edit of the video.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he didn't know. I'm telling you, talking about wild little kids and shit, guns all over the place.
How were you when that dropped?
I want to say 21.
Okay.
Yeah, like 21. So I don't think he was shook. I just think he didn't know how to feel because he didn't know what our reaction was going to be to, not liking the video. So we ran into him on Bleecker Street. We're like, yo, dude, we got to do something. He got in the car with us. We drove back down to the bottom, showed him what we wanted, whatever, boom, boom. He came out, I believe, either that night or the next day, him and his team, and they got the video done.
Okay.
It was more about, like, that video was really like a collaboration of Hype Williams and M.O.P.
Right.
Like, what we thought was cool to shoot.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Yo, stand right there, shoot right here. Stand right there, shoot this way. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, you were trying to capture clearly trying to capture a certain vibe, I guess, right? So, I mean,
right.
Yeah, so.
Right. But I think it was more about, with that video, I think why we wanted them to reshoot it was because if you could see, the video was in black and white and color.
Right.
It was just one way. I think it was all black and white.
Okay.
So I was like, dude, we need some color because I had on the motherfucking cheese Timbs and shit, right? I needed them shits to show. Them shits was pretty as hell. I was like, nigga, we need them to show. So yeah, I think it was more about that. You know what I mean? Just finding the right contrast and just having him reshoot it. He got it done. And classic video. Shout out to Hype Williams and everybody else that was involved.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, a dope video. I mean, that shit is. I told you earlier. That's like the. Like you guys put out anthems. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people remember M.O.P. about. Think about. So that single was out first, and then the album. Comes out, right? So take me to like you guys signing a deal, like what was that like for you signing your first? I mean, signing a deal, and how was that for you? Because I know it's different. It's wild for everybody, especially when you're young and shit.
Right. Well, dude, it was crazy because, as I said, fresh out of college, in the mix of the blitz, when Fame walks up on me, gets to the studio for the very first time ever in my life. I've never been in a recording studio. I've never even been in a school play, dude. I never, nothing. Only the block. That's it. So
that's real life action hero shit, though.
Right. Yeah. So get to the studio, and I had never rapped that hard with so much energy.
Right.
So I couldn't even finish the song. I got the first verse out, and if you listen to How About Some Hardcore, my first verse is so long it's ridiculous. I didn't know how to count bars or nothing. So and it's a verse that I wrote in college, right? So the first verse is long as hell. Fame spits his verse, kills it. Fame had been going to the studio already. And then we get to my second verse, because there's 4 verses on How About Some Hardcore, 4 verses. Mm-hmm. But we get to my second verse, I couldn't even finish the second verse. Mm. So it's like, all right, cool, we shut it down. So we left. But all that night, I'm just listening to this record. I'm going, holy shit. We had it on a cassette. Holy shit. A blue cassette that said Next Level. That was DR shit. And I'm listening to it. We just listened to it because I can't believe that this is my voice coming out of the speaker.
Right.
And literally, maybe I would say no longer than 2 weeks later, there was a deal on the table with a record that wasn't even finished.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow. So
my mom thought we was rich. She's like, nigga, where the money at? Nigga, Bacardi for everybody.
Of course. Everybody thinks that. Everybody.
Bacardi for everybody.
Everybody thinks that. Yeah, I read an interview or something like that. That there was a lot of big celebration in terms of just you guys, that would be your first joint and everything like that, really.
Well, it was. I mean, it was special, dude, because we were voted most likely to fail. You know what I mean? The people around us were going to prison and dying rapidly. You know what I mean? So our good friends and even just people that we weren't so tight with, but just in the neighborhood. Period. My whole neighborhood was going through this.
Right.
So for us to do something different, it was crazy. And dude, when Hype and them came out there with the cameras and everything, like we stayed up all night. Just we couldn't believe that this shit was about to happen.
Wow.
We were tired as fuck in this video, dude. But we got 2 beach chairs out there. Fame mom, my mom out there on the beach chairs. God bless them.
Wow.
They chilling. The whole team out there, the whole neighborhood out there rooting for the home team. You know what I mean? So that felt extra good, and to do something different. You know what I mean? I used to hear dudes talk to each other, how they say, like, after the record came out and how we would go do the show and burn the show down and be back on the block before they get there. You know what I mean? Like, these dudes are dedicated both ways, or just solid or just grounded.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? But we was trying to make the transition, and at that time, when it first started, you don't really know how to make the transition.
Right.
I think that's why a lot of young artists get in trouble, too. They don't know how to go, well, y'all got to stay home for a little bit. This is business.
Yeah. I mean, you see it. A lot of cats still can't separate it or can't get out, So, and that's the thing. Like, so big ups to you guys for being able to do that. Fast forward to Annie Up. Did you guys expect that to be like fucking on NBA, on 2K and yo, I hear Annie Up at weddings, B. Like on God, man. Like, I mean, did you expect it to blow up like that?
Of course not. The crazy shit is this, bro. The record, when you listen to the record, the first listen is, they want to rob somebody. You know what I'm saying? For me, at that point, it was a record about, we've been here long enough. You put us on stage with whoever your top 5 is, we turn them paraplegic. You know what I mean? Like, we cut them in half. We get on records with dudes, turn them paraplegic, cut them in half. You still don't give us the props or the respect that we deserve? Annie, the fuck up. Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So it was a record that was 2 ways. But I did not expect that record to allow me to. Well, I was already traveling the world with Gangstar. Thank God for Premier and Guru. Right. But I already started traveling the world. But I did not expect that record to bring us here. You know what I mean? Like, this home, this car. You know what I'm saying? Right. I didn't see any of that. So, and also remember too, the record was like, we were banned from every major city in the country. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. You guys are M.O.P. and like unintentionally, the song is pop. Let's keep it 100, man. But I mean, on terms of, where'd you go? You back?
I'm here, bro.
Oh.
I'm here.
I mean, in terms of being, it's a commercial. It's crazy to me. Every time I hear Annie Up, you left again. Every time I hear Annie Up, like at an NBA arena or something, it's like, yo, this is crazy because it's not. It wasn't a. You guys weren't fronting on that track. You know what I'm saying? That track organically became what it just happened. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you guys, let's put out a, let's put out a track,
Right.
It became, Annie Up became what it became. And that's the crazy thing to me, man, Well,
what was good about M.O.P. and what's always been good about M.O.P. is we've always been great at being ourselves. So creating a song about this type of topic was easy for us. Like that whole 87 Stick Up Kid thing, that's 100% accurate. That's how we had to eat.
Right.
So to create the song, really it's crazy because I believe my mother is the person that made the phrase Annie Up popular in my neighborhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Annie Up, Annie Up, Annie Up. It's something that people don't realize this, but this is something that we said in another song years before Annie Up. It was called Heist Masters.
Oh, really?
It was like, ante up, nigga, give me the cash. Ante up, motherfucker, and that's your ass. Ante up.
Heist Masters? I'm gonna find that shit and post it tomorrow. Heist Masters.
It's called Heist Masters, yeah.
All right.
I think it's because we did 2, so I think it's the first Heist Master.
Okay.
I think it's on the It might be on
the first.
It might be on the yeah, to the Death album.
Okay.
Maybe it's out there though, but
right.
So like we've always been ourselves. So I think this is why people gravitate to M.O.P. because really we speaking for the people of our neighborhoods, which we call the bottom, which is not just Brownsville, but it's South Jamaica, Queens, it's Newark, New Jersey, it's the Bronx, it's Harlem, it's, you know, the mean streets in Paris. And when I say mean, I mean fucking mean. Paris is rough, dude. Same as in London, you know what I mean? Or in Belgium and Norway. Like, there's hoods everywhere. So we kind of speak for those people.
Right.
Now, sadly, that's our audience, but sadly, the street will never die.
True.
The hood will never die. So anytime you make genuine music and you're talking about the neighborhoods, the rough times, the shit that you got to do to survive, to get by, you always got a fan base.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why we're here.
Right.
Because we always have a fan base.
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny that you brought that up because I was going to talk about that. We can go there now. I mean, like, in my opinion, like, you guys have always had your own lane. I know what I'm going to get from an M.O.P. album. And I know what to expect. And I'm happy to expect it. Like, because I think sometimes people are like, versatility. I like when artists are consistent and do what they do and do it well. You know what I mean? Like, to me, you guys do what you do, and you do it just about better than anybody else. So, why fucking change? And like, if I hear an M.O.P. love song, call me on the cell phone, I'm going to be like, yo, fuck these niggas, man. Like, what the fuck is this? Yo, straight like that. Like, because, yo, that's not, to me, that's not, I know, like, okay, new Billy Danze coming out. I didn't know who was on the production. I didn't know anything about it. But I knew I had 99% idea of what I was going to get, and I was anticipating it, and proved me right, proved a lot of people right, and it's fire. So, like, I think there's a lot to be said for doing what you do and doing it well.
Well, let me lay this on you, brother. I don't want to change your mind. I love and appreciate your passion, and for your appreciation of M.O.P. But I would like you to know, and everybody else to know, that we're not animals, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, people looked at us as just animals. Like, you understand? Like, I got a shitload of kids. I didn't do that by myself. There's some woman that's in my life that I really have this, you know what I mean? This thing for. You know what I mean? I'm not all day mad. I'm not pissed off at, and I know how to get out of situations other than, you know, hitting a motherfucker in the head with a bottle now. You know what I'm saying? So with me, because I'm grounded, you know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget where I came from because I haven't left. My soul and mentally and my heart hasn't left. But I want to do, now I don't want to call me on the cell phone, right? Because I'm not doing that.
You understand.
That I'm not doing. But I'll make it a little rugged if I'm telling my wife to call me on the cell phone if I mention that.
Right.
It's going to be rough as hell.
You understand what I'm saying, though. Yeah. Cool.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to be able to make a song for my lady. I want her to appreciate it because, I mean, my lady, she's a girly girl, so she can't really be out, like, partying so hard to M.O.P. and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even though she spend that fucking M.O.P. money, but she'll spend that shit, but she can't really be. Right. And I'm an artist, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like, I'm an artist. I'm not a rapper. I just happen to know how to rap, and a lot of people feel like I'm dope at it. Right. So I'm always gonna give my core fan base, or the people that's responsible for me being where I am now, I'm always gonna feed them. But I'm asking, as a grown man with children and a family, I'm asking my people to allow me to make other records for y'all to enjoy.
Salute. I appreciate that, man, because, listen, I told you I was scared to fucking hit you up, man. I mean, I'm for some real. I'm keeping it 100 with you, man. I mean, this shit, like, yo, listen, I appreciate you saying that because, as I said, I've seen on, you know, a lot of interviews, I'm like, but you gotta understand, man, like, It's not like I could just call you up before or anything like that. The thing is, like, in 1993, I heard How About Some Hardcore. I heard Warriors. I heard what I heard from Billy Danze and Lil Fame was what I heard. So, like, the fan base's brain is, like, conditioned almost. You know what I'm saying? And so you've conditioned us a little bit to kind of, like, to expect a certain thing, but I appreciate you sincerely saying, "Yo, don't keep us in the box." You know what I'm saying?
Please don't keep me in the box. And look, there's records like To the Death, like those were passionate records, even though they were from kids from the street, and we talked about our homies. There's records like Foundation, where I literally sat. I had a bar in my crib. I was heavy on that Remy, dog. I sat at this bar, and I thought about my father, and I wanted to just express myself to my fans about what took place as I watched my father on his deathbed, what he said to me, how it felt to me when I realized dude is really in a fucked up position. Me and my mom is in a fucked up position.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I said it with passion.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wanted everybody to feel that. And a lot of people tell me, "Yo, that's my favorite song that got me through a rough time," or boom, boom, boom. I want people to get that from me. I don't want people to just go, "Okay, he's gonna hit somebody in the head with a bottle. He's gonna throw the mic. It's gonna be crazy." I'm a human being, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's not get it twisted, man. Like, you can certainly, like, and I would expect nothing less, man. Whatever song you do, I think is going to have an edgy element to it, because that's, in my opinion, that's where you come from. But, like, you can do that and still spit knowledge. I mean, I look at Tragedy. I mean, like, I say his music is like intelligent street music. You can spit street shit and spit. You can spit. You're a spitter. And that's why I said earlier that, like, you guys aren't appreciated enough as lyricists, because it's more to it than, like. And I'll say, just on the side note, I mean, Fame is crazy underrated as a producer, but
dope as hell. Well, let me ask you this: I kind of leaked the record. This is like 2 years ago. I didn't really go hard with it, but I leaked it because I had something to say, and it was called 6 o'clock briefing.
Okay.
It's like the presidential briefing, right? They brief them at 5 a.m. in the morning. No, they brief them at 7. I got in early. I briefed him at 6, and I explained to him what was going on in the community. I'm talking to Obama now. Of course, I mean, Obama liked the record himself. The record was tweeted to him. He made a comment on it. A lot of people were going, you listen to the record and go, "Holy shit, this dude, even Fame fucked with me." You're like, "Oh, you trying to kick knowledge, nigga? Get the fuck out of here." Like, just fucking with me.
Yeah.
But it's one of those records. It was done with passion. I didn't yell about it because I needed to paint the picture. Like, I'm sitting here talking to the president. "Mr. President, I need you to hear this." You know what I mean? So it wasn't all about, "Here's what's going on Mother Gaston." It was about what's going on in Chicago. Here's what's going on in Newark.
Right.
You know what I mean? What's going on with this potential race war? You know what I mean? Is there designer nooses? Is there mass production on designer nooses? Dude, let us know something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So people absorbed it, but was like, "Holy shit, dude actually know how to rap a little bit." But when you get a chance, check it out, dog. It's called 6 o'clock briefing.
6 o'clock? No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And so, I appreciate you sharing that, man, and being candid about it, because, like, as fans and stuff like that, I mean, we put artists in boxes all the time, and because we keep them there. And I'm guilty. I got a lot of cats like, "No, you cannot do anything else ever." Like, no, fuck that. But, like, jail, like,
that's a good point, though, bro.
You're not a cyborg.
I would never even blame it on the fan. You know what I'm saying? And not that I'm blaming it on the fan, but I never looked at it as most artists don't do the things that they want to do because they lock themselves into this box. Now, there's no way in the hell you could tell me that underground artists did not want to do what Ja Rule did, or what, especially 50. You know what I mean? Like, dudes wanted to put some little notes on their records and shit, but they like, nah, I'm too hardcore for that. You know what I'm saying? Look, dude, I appreciate my fans. I appreciate the passion that my fans have. and the connection that we have, and I will always, until there's no breath left in me, make sure I give you guys what you expect from me, because you helped me get out of a bad situation. You know what I mean? My fans literally helped me get out of a bad situation. If I didn't have hip hop, there was only two more options, because I had already fucked up my knees. I couldn't play ball and shit. I didn't like getting punched in the face. You know what I mean? That's all I really kind of had. I'm not stupid. I don't want to say it like that, right? Like, I'm smart as shit. Let me say that. I'm smart as shit. But then when you in the hood, you don't utilize your smarts to your full potential.
Of course not.
So, right. So the crazy shit is, I really learned how to do division by robbing people, and it was 3 of us. I needed to divide the money up properly. You know, that's how I learned how to do division. So, being said, like, I want to be able to deliver everything. Allow me to deliver everything, and I'll deliver it with passion. You know what I mean? There's that thug passion, there's that thug love, there's that, you know what I mean? Thugs want to party and shit, and let's do it like that. Give your man a shot.
Right. I mean, there's always going to be a Brownsville element to your music. I mean, so the thing is, like, I'd be looking forward to hearing it, man. So I appreciate you like being candid about that. I want to backtrack to one thing and clear something up. I need you to clear something up for me. So I read recently actually that Prodigy was supposed to be on the M.O.P, the Ania remix,
Yep.
and he was about to go in on Jay or something.
Oh, he went in.
Huh?
He went in on Jay.
But I heard you guys like got in or something and were like change it up or some shit like that.
Oh, he finished his verse. I wouldn't ask him to change his verse. Rest in peace to Prodigy too, man.
Of course.
Good brother, man.
Rest in peace to
Prodigy.
Prodigy.
One of the first artists I've met in the business.
Going way too soon, man. Like,
yes, definitely, good brother. But the problem is this: if Jay-Z had because Jay was supposed to get on the record too.
Okay.
If Jay would have sent the record, his verse, and he was talking about Prodigy, he would have got 86 too. Because I don't need you to bring your beef to my house. Like, this is my shit right here. This is my thing right now.
Right.
I don't need you guys beefing, and I know y'all beefing. You know what I'm saying? But I expect at least say, you know what? Okay, let me just do a verse. Let me not add them into my issue, or
right.
Let me not talk about this man while I'm doing a verse for them, because I wouldn't do it to you. Right. And that's another thing. Like I just said, like, I can't allow anybody to do anything to me that I wouldn't do to them. Right. So if I was beefing with somebody and Pete and Prodigy was like, yo, I need you to get on this record, or Jay was like, yo, I need you to get on this record, or 50 was like, yo, I need you to get on this record, I'm not talking about anybody. Right. Because I don't have a beef with anybody. Right. And y'all grown men, y'all should be able to handle that on your own.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we pulled Prodigy off the record, and we never even reached back to Jay to get the verse. Mm-hmm. I was like, you know what, let's just, whatever. And then Remy came on and bodied it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we was happy about that. And then Tef came on and bodied it. You know what I mean? So good record. And that record has been, it's been a very strong record and have a hell of an impact till this day.
Yo, it's got to run, man. That shit is like, like, that's a dynasty record right there, man. That's a serious record. And again, the irony of the whole thing is just that, obviously from the beginning, it wasn't anticipated.
Right.
Yo, I saw an interview where Fame was talking about you guys, and he was asked about, just your relationship, being friends or whatever, and he gave a heartfelt response about, like, it was like deep. I was just like sitting there like in a trance. He gave a real heartfelt response about it. I mean, you guys have known each other for almost forever, pretty much, right? I mean, and then here's the thing I'm gonna play that that really stuck with me about this point. Hold on for a second. If I can find it. This part right here on your shit. We're gonna get into your new shit in a few minutes. Hold on.
Understand that the first time you do a solo album, motherfuckers would think that for some reason there was something wrong with the group. But what they fail to realize that when it comes down to M.O.P, children's life, and they children's life. World famous M.O.P.
How have you guys gotten through, like, over 30 years or whatever of friendship, trials and tribulations, and stayed together as M.O.P.?
Well, we were obviously we were M.O.P. before the music. The thing about me and Fame's relationship, like it's a special kind of custom relationship. It's not I hang out with Fame because, for any particular reason. Like, okay, he may have they lived on that side of the street, so maybe they had things a little bit better for us. So I hang out with Fame because he got a nicer his family have a nicer house than mine. No, whatever. It's just because of who he is. And like, dude, we go back so far, dude. I mean, we don't know where we met or how we met. Like, and that's just, I'm being straight with you. I cannot say me and Fame met at the park.
Really?
Or we met at school.
Word?
Or we met at the store. I can't say that. So that's how far back we go. And I mean, dude, like there was times like my family is his family was my family. There was times I would come home and I would be forced to sleep somewhere else because he would be laying down where I would be sleep at, where I would normally sleep. And my mother would be like, you better get your ass over there somewhere.
Shut up.
Leave him alone.
What?
Get your ass over there somewhere. Yeah. So it's like really like it's I think it's way beyond friendship.
Of course.
Like
right.
It's not a friendship.
Yeah.
It's a family. Like Fame is a part of my family.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he could call my sister, he could call my brother. He can stop at Auntie's house anytime he wants to. Like it's just family.
Real quick, man. I mean, on the side, it's you making a good point. It's not about blood, man. It's about how people. It's about the vibes, connections, the heart. It's not about blood. I mean, like some of your closest family could seem like the most distant people, and some people I've known for 6 months can seem super close to me. So
this is true.
It makes perfect sense.
I mean, the things that we went through as kids, we went through it together. I'm just a tad bit older than him, but I've always kind of felt like I needed to watch over him for one reason or another. You know what I mean? Never like he can't handle this or he can't handle that because he's a strong motherfucker, like strong, like ridiculously strong, like mentally and physically strong.
Yeah.
But I felt like it's always my duty to make sure he don't have to go the extra mile or deal with the extra hassle. It's my job. You know what I mean? And that's something that I'm gonna always do. Even right now, like he's a grown ass man. Like if he needs something, I'll do it for him.
Right.
I feel like I want to do it for him. Not that he can't do it for himself, or he wouldn't do it for himself, but it would make me feel much better that he didn't have to go out his way to do it because I got him. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to do it. I got a lot of people that I got to answer to if I don't do it. That's how I feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if, God forbid, if Fame needed to be somewhere at a certain time and I was close by, or Fame needed to handle something in a certain way and I was close by, I believe and I know that it will happen. My immediate family, my brother, my sister, my friends, our homies, they'll turn around and go, well, why didn't you handle it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I gotta drop my head like, holy shit, I got a village to answer to if I don't look after Fame, if I don't put my all into, you know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel, and that's just a genuine feeling.
And that's
you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. That's you're describing love, man. You know what I mean? Like
look, on some grown ass man shit. I love that nigga.
And there's nothing.
I love him.
That's maturity, man. And that's just being real. I mean, like, there's nothing, absolutely, nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? That's
it is what it is, right?
That's important.
Like,
fuck that. I mean, if anything, I mean, we need that. So, before we get into the new shit, how have things changed for you as an artist now? I mean, on a lot of levels. I mean, just like industry-wise, it's different now. I guess putting out an album than it was in 1993. I would assume, right?
Yeah, definitely different, but it's easier. It's much easier. It's much easier because what the record labels told us that they needed to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on is really at a push of a button for us. You know what I'm saying? I actually know now that this industry needs me. I don't need the industry. I don't need the label. I don't need the company. I don't need your paper. I got my own paper. You know what I mean? I figured that out years ago. And this fan base that loves me so much, and I appreciate them, but this fan base that loved me so much is my fan base. It don't belong to Sony Music. It don't belong to Relativity. It doesn't belong to you know what I mean? Like, it's my fan base. So, and though I'm grateful for everybody that gave me the opportunity to further my career and take care of myself and my family, this thing about me, man. This thing is about us as artists. You know what I'm saying? So I see the industry now for exactly what it is. It's my way, or an easier way for me to do exactly what I need to do without the hurdles or the disappointment or being able to even point my finger at a record label for not doing something that I wanted them to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and it's easy, and I can touch my people right away. I mean, through people like yourself, of course, you know what I'm saying? With the help of what you do and getting the message out there and the music out there. But as far as a record label, dog, we don't need it no more. As far as this industry goes, I don't really need the industry. I'm on autopilot. I'm Billy Danze, Jack.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. I mean, yeah, no, you got more control, and it's good. And artists can do, artists can have more control than ever. So it behooves artists to seize that control and learn the learn the technology, get hip to this shit because it's a lot of it's free. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you can connect and like skip all that shit, and do your thing.
Exactly.
So, new project, 6-pack. What's the vibe behind that? What's the thought process behind that? That shit is crazy, man. We about to play some shit from that. What's the thought process?
I just wanted to spread my wings and stretch out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's almost like what you said too. Like, a lot of people don't give us the props for being lyricists, which is crazy as fuck. They act like they never heard Lil Fame before, who was one of the, I'm talking about, most ridiculous fucking rappers ever. And I'm not just saying it. You know what I mean? Like, Fame is fucking ridiculous. So I don't know how you ever thought that M.O.P. wasn't lyricist. So with this project, I just wanted to play around a little bit, kind of throw, use little slick sayings and shit, and kind of open up the pattern work that I did, and create fresh sound. You know what I mean? Because we're in this recession, dude. We're in like a good music recession. And I feel like, I got the stimulus package, so I'm gonna go ahead and deliver that, and I'm gonna keep on hitting you with some shit. Then Fame's coming with his album after that. Then, the M.O.P. project after that. So we just gonna keep going. But for now, this 6-pack is basically the first piece of the puzzle. Because it's the Billy Danze project, so there's gonna be much more shit to come, bro. Much more.
Woo! It's just good. I'm gonna play the one. My shit is what's your favorite? Like, if you're like feel it, like, what's your thing? Do you like? I love this track. This is the one I love.
I think I've been listening to lately that fucking He's Alright joint.
Okay.
The beat to that. Shout out to G Wiz, the homie from up in Connecticut, who laced that one, as well as
CT, Peace Connecticut. No doubt.
He did the Halle Berry joint too.
What?
Yeah. But that fucking He's Alright.
All right. We'll get into that. My shit ain't gonna do shit, man. That's the shit that made me toss furniture around the room and get the neighbors mad at me, man.
All right, that's done by my homie Quincy Cone.
On Instagram, holla how you can holla tips in it. Hit the fan, clip your man. You got in the fan, you ran. You an expert at making bills.
Rap that shit. Fuck these niggas.
Too many killers, the bodies ain't adding up. Get lit and get cooled off. Your troops off. Don't be the one that gets your snapback moved off. Pounds fail as I cruise off. I'll bench press one of you niggas. I ain't gonna hold you up. I'll fold you up. 1,000 deaths. Choose one as the soldiers up. Cadillac. That old yourself in front of people. This is all about your ego.
You ain't gonna do shit. Yo, this is one of the reasons why everybody think you a fucking cyborg, man. Because because of shit like this, man. Like.
But wait, bro, look. But check it out. This record is really about people, grown man, like middle-aged mean mugging, or these young kids actually flipping out on dudes for no reason. Like, you realize, and we were both young kids before, we actually put some shit out there. It was like, yo, when I see such and such, it's going to be a problem. By the time you see them, you don't even want it to be a problem, but you already said it. So you're like, no, now it's going to be a problem. But, nigga, you ain't going to do shit. Knock it off. Like, go to school. Nigga, go take care of your kids or something. You grown-ass man out here twisting your face up. Nigga, you ain't going to throw rights at a whip. The fuck out of
Especially
here.
in 2019, man. We know it's the age of internet thuggery. You know what I mean? Like,
way too much, bro.
Yo, when's the last time Billy Danze had to put hands on somebody?
You know what? I almost had to fuck the mechanic up a couple weeks ago. Body shop nigga. Yeah, that nigga, man, a nigga hit my motherfucking my bumper. Not even the bumper. He hit the bumper, but he cracked the headlight.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The headlight, dumb money. That shit got, shit do all of this. Focus or the light focus and all this shit. So I took him the shit, man, and he gave me back my shit. The shit halfway working. I'm like, dude, he like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what you want me to do. What I want you to do, nigga, I'm gonna smack the fuck out you. You better yet, nigga, make me go in the glove box, nigga, and cock it and wop you, nigga. You better fix this motherfucker. You better fix it. Look, it's fixed. This motherfucker works better than ever. It's like it just came. But no, man, I hadn't actually had to get into an actual altercation. And really, bro, because I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? I understand that walking away is like, it's better, and it don't make you no less than a man to make it the fuck home. You know what I mean? And then one thing I want dudes to understand, like especially the young kids, you gotta realize everybody ain't pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody ain't afraid of you. Everybody ain't no sucker. So you run up on the wrong person and get your little ass sawed in half, it's all on you. That's your fault.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I ain't beating nobody up, man. I ain't jumping on nobody, and I just ain't gonna let no nigga jump on me either.
Of course. No.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I'm cool as a fan, bro.
That's called being a grown-up, man.
That's
so,
right.
And I'm glad you said that shit. Here we go.
I couldn't see you as an opposition. 605 probably protect us. Disconnect ya. Drop a pin on the ground. Have your fans come collect ya. Body parts everywhere. I'll never be sure why they respect ya. Cause he's alright, but he's not real.
Billy Danze, six-pack. Rap FM. Brownsville. Yo!
He's alright, but he's not real.
Yo, so you said, wait, real quick, because I was going to ask you, M.O.P project, what's the deal with that, man? The last one was like 2014 or something, right? Like,
yeah, but we're always working on M.O.P music, especially now. Like, we got this newfound energy, right? Like, Fame is cranking out so many fucking sick joints for his solo joint. Like, I've cranked out so many joints for my solo. We brought Tef back into the fold with the You Ain't Gonna Do Shit record, and we got some other records with Tef. So we just working. You know what I'm saying? Like, we working joints, man. We putting all these joints together. And I mean, you could call it M.O.P season if a season could last this long. But we are going to the fucking. We're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. And we're gonna keep going, keep hitting you with M.O.P shit, Billy Danze shit, Fame shit, M.O.P shit, Teflon shit, and then we'll keep going. You know what I'm saying? We keep going and keep going and keep going.
We need you, man. We need you. Like it doesn't go unnoticed. We need you. Like when we need you.
Well, like I said, bro, I don't know what happened, man. Creating this project, right? The Billy Danze project. Remember, the 6-pack is from the Billy Danze project, but the actual Billy Danze project, I've been in to create this project. I did maybe 5 states and like 4 countries. I went and recorded in all of these places. I needed a vibe. I literally sat in my house 1 year and created 4 records. I had no momentum. And that next year, my partners from Rise and Fire, my boy Lays, of course, we just, the niggas like, yo, dude, get out of the house. Man, fuck, I like getting out of the house. I got a lot of house over here, man. I don't need to get out of this motherfucker. I like this house. They're like, nah, get on a plane, go to Atlanta. I'm going to go to Atlanta for what? Just go to Atlanta. So I get to Atlanta. Yo, we got a studio session tomorrow. Huh? For what? Get in the session. Of course, I'm thinking Atlanta has nothing for me.
Right.
You know, musically. I mean, because of their style, you know, the difference in styles.
Yeah,
I love some of the Atlanta artists, by the way. I think T.I. is fucking amazing. Ludacris is just a fucking magician. But when I got in the studio, I don't think there was one person there from Atlanta. I had producers. The engineer was from Boston. I had producers from Texas, Jersey, Chicago, all these other places. I had Mark Bird, who was Kanye's producer. He came in and fucked with me for a while. I had producers from everywhere other than Atlanta. But I do got some joints with some producers from Atlanta too. But yeah, I just needed that drive and that momentum, that fire. I needed fire lit under me, and that's what actually happened. They lit a fire under me, which transferred over to Fame and transferred over to Tef, and now we just bouncing this energy off each other. Myself, Fame, Tef, Lays, Fox. You know what I'm saying? So, and I owe a lot of that. I owe a big, matter of fact, I owe it all to Rise and Fire. The cats at Rise and Fire, they came in and gave me that push that I need, bro. So, and I'm real grateful for it. And we're gonna do some more music together and some other bigger business. Good. So, and it's a great slogan for me. Rise and Fire. Gotta rise to the occasion. Fire off this thing.
It's dope.
Take it back, baby.